Greetings, fellow geeks. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Feel free to comment down below, and viewer discretion is advised. Pulse Nightclub was the #1 nightclub in Orlando at its time. But unfortunately, it's now known as the worst mass shooting in American history. 49 beautiful pulses were taken that day, and 53 others were injured. Orlando is my stomping grounds, as I grew up there for most of my life, and it hits a little harder when I saw one of my old roommates on the news because he was there that night. Thankfully, he jumped over the patio bars, ran and escaped, but his friend didn't. Here's the graphic reality of my friend Sean's interview of his accounts of what happened when he was there that night.
Sean, you were at the club this morning. What did you see?
Happy faces. Everyone was having a good time, actually. And then next thing you know, it was like mayhem. I was in the back part. Sorry, it's kind of nerve-wracking even being this close again. I was in the back patio part outside, walking back inside with my best friend and another friend, and they were walking in front of me. Someone had stopped me to say hello. I haven't seen them in a while, so I stopped. They kept walking. Next thing you know, I just started hearing like bang, pop, 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 and people were like scattering, running around. I didn't really know what to do. I'm looking for my friend. I kind of curled up in a corner for a second. Then I unfroze myself and then jumped over the back wall that everyone was trying to get out of. I just jumped over and just kept running. As much as I kept on hearing the gunshots, I just kept running because I didn't know which way they were coming from. They sounded close, they sounded far, they sounded close, they sounded far, and it would stop for about 2 seconds, and then I ended up going underneath someone's truck just until it got done, until something calmed down, some kind of calm, because it was just mayhem everywhere else.
You got under somebody's truck?
Yeah, across the street. Yeah, I went across the street over to the Wendy's. Behind the Wendy's, there's like houses, and I went behind there and I tried to knock on someone's door, get like 911 called. I wasn't sure if they had been called, but no one was answering, so I just got into a truck because it seemed like the shots just kept on getting closer and closer.
How long did you hear gunfire, would you say?
Honestly, my mind was so gone at that point. Probably a good minute, a good 2 minutes, like inside and out, running away, like, a good 2-3 minutes. It just seemed like it wasn't ever going to stop. Like, it stopped for about a few seconds, but I'm guessing I was like reloading or whatever, I'm not really sure.
So it would stop for a couple of seconds and start all over again.
Yeah.
What were you seeing and hearing in that moment?
Screaming, yelling, they were like dragging bodies, people that were wounded, just to get them out of the way. Sorry. Yeah, probably the worst feeling I've ever felt in my entire life, so.
We've seen pictures of people just picking up those who were wounded and running them down the street to the hospital, which is a couple of blocks away. Did you see that?
I saw some people doing that. They had some fire departments, ambulances, and people were doing it because people, when they came out, they scattered. Like, I went straight across. Some people went to the left. Some people went to the right. I guess the ones that went to the right brought them back from that way and came back this way. My best friend, when we got separated, he was inside. He was one of the people who got shot. And apparently he got saved out, and someone eventually ended up dragging him out and getting him to an ambulance, and that's when I finally got in touch with him. He's at the hospital now. Another friend of mine was inside as well, still looking for him. No one's really heard from him since last night. His family's been calling, friends have been calling. We haven't gotten in touch with him, and everyone's really, really worried right now. So.
Your friend who was taken to the hospital, how is he?
I'm coming back to the hospital now. He was in surgery the last time that I checked. And as far as I know, it's going pretty well, but he was hit pretty bad. I know 2 times in the back, once in the leg, once in the hand. And then with all the mass commotion of everybody running around, he got trampled over, so he also broke his left leg. And that's just one person, right? There was people outside. And I couldn't even imagine to see what the mayhem was on the inside, to be honest. I just know that it was bad, the way that people were coming out. The ones that were close to me, for coming out. Like, I'm happy that I got away and like harmed and stuff, but at the same time I feel bad because there's so many people. It was really packed. So many people.
As the police arrived, you were still under the truck. What did you see?
I had got from under the truck by then because they were coming out and they were just trying to escort us all into a safe area behind the Wendy's and in between the 7-Eleven. They just had us surrounded and had us leaning up against walls just to stay away from any like stray gunfire. They were still looking for the person. They didn't know where the person had gone. They weren't sure if he was still inside or whatnot. We really didn't know what to think. We had no idea if there was more than one person, if there was people running around. Because the way that the gunshots sounded, they sounded like they were coming from everywhere. Like one time it would sound like from over here, one time it would sound from over here, closer or farther away. I was literally on my phone. I was just crying and trying to call my friends. And nobody seemed to be getting through to anybody. So, I mean, it was the most nerve-wracking feeling, you know?
Did the gunman say anything that you could hear?
I wasn't inside. I was outside on the patio, so I never saw the gunman. I never heard the gunman. All I just heard was gunshots. It went from happy, fun time, music playing, to 3-4 gunshots, music stopping, and then all you heard was just gunshots and screaming and tables knocking over and people jumping over the fence and people screaming inside, trying to get outside, more gunshots. Like, I'm sorry, I'm really still
didn't seem like it was ever going to end.
No, it didn't seem real, actually. I mean, you've seen this stuff on the TV and the news and movies. I can't say it would never happen to anybody, but I mean, it has, but it's just, it's really sad. It's hurtful. Like, I don't know. There just shouldn't be that type of hate in the world.
As Saturday night turned into the early Sunday morning on June 12, 2016, minutes after the last call for drinks around 2 a.m., as people were dancing and enjoying the loud music, just having fun, a man walks into the dance floor and opens fire.
What is the location of your emergency?
Shooting at pools. There's a shooting, active shooting at pools.
Where? Where are you?
It's in the Orange Avenue pools.
Are you inside the club still?
Yeah.
Are you injured?
No.
Can you see the shooter? Or do you know?
I'm in the sitting room with a whole bunch of people, and there was a lot of gunshots outside the sitting room.
You're in the sitting room?
Yeah.
Okay. Stay in the safe.
They're shooting.
Stay at a safe location, or get to a safe location if you can. We have people on the way to the club. Okay?
Can you stand up home with me?
Headquarters, has that female in the bathroom said anything about the number of people that are in there?
It's coming through a text message that she's texting someone and they called us. They're afraid to text because they're saying the shooter is in there. They're saying that there is somebody injured in there, but we're not getting much 1014 out of that.
There's the triage on Orange and Cayley at the 7-Eleven. Yes. There's a way to get to several victims by going West Cayley from Delaney.
It's like something grabbed me. And I kind of fell onto my knees on the sidewalk, and my boyfriend's like, you gotta keep running, you can't stop. And I just said, they're still there. We left them there, we have to go back, and I wanted to go back so badly.
Do we have any more that are coming out, victims?
We are still handling with victims inside.
I'll never forget that feeling of kneeling on the sidewalk thinking, you know, the whole night flashing before me, the last thing they said, the way they looked, the last way they looked at each other, and so that will stick with me forever.
Southwest corner of Cayley and Orange.
Everybody's just trying to get out. People were jumping the fence. You know, people were jumping on tables to jump over the fence. All I saw was, unfortunately, when I looked in where my DJ booth is, I could see inside the club is just people laying on the floor.
Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up.
He goes up to the front, and I think that's when he's battling against the cops. I just hear shotguns going all over the place.
Your shield will not stop AK fire. It is not rifle certified. No shields we have are. Let's go! Let's go!
I'm looking up and some cops, which I wish I can remember his face or his name, because to this day, I'm grateful for him. He looks at me, he makes sure that I'm alive. And he grabs my hand and he's like, this is the only way I can take you out. I'm like, please carry me because I'm in pain right now. Couldn't walk or anything. So he starts to drag me out across the street to the Wendy's. And I'm grateful for him, but the floor is just covered in glass. So he's dragging me out while I'm just getting cut.
There's some others coming out. Got them. I got this one.
Please help my friends. They're up there. They're very injured.
They're coming.
Okay.
Is there no suspects up there? Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Hey, who has that pickup truck? We may be able to use it behind the eyes once they start bringing more people off, please.
We quickly got about 5 patients, and that was a lot for us, and we thought maybe that was going to be it. And then they started lining up in the hallway. They weren't being brought in by ambulances. There was no paramedics coming in and giving us support and dropping them off.
It's chaos right now.
They were being dropped off in truckloads and in ambulance loads.
They're bringing them out this back door. Yeah, we got it. Keep them coming this way.
I think it's pure instinct. Hey, the hospital's right down the road.
Bring them back farther.
My girlfriend's in the bathroom. There are now 4 dead in the bathroom and 2 shot. They're bleeding now. If somebody doesn't get there soon, they're going to die.
Yes, my son was shot in the club in the Pulse in Orlando, and he's still in the bathroom when he's bleeding. He got shot, and nobody's going in for it.
Chris. Oh my gosh, Chris.
The only people who are alive in the video are the people who are talking and moving. Everybody else is dead. There was about 17 of us in there. Only like 5 or 6 of us made it out.
Had you been hit at that point?
Yeah, I was shot in the foot.
At one point in the video, you see, it looks like people passing a glass of water.
Yeah, we were passing water around because there was one guy, Chris, he was choking on his own blood. So we were trying to make him swallow and make sure he was okay.
Chris, oh my gosh, Chris. Okay.
He kept asking for water, and there was other people that were shot that was just, they needed water and they wanted water, and it was the only thing we could think of to calm them down at that moment.
So there was a sink inside the stall?
Yeah.
Twice, he says, the gunman fired into the stall. As the hours passed, they tried to help one another stay calm. In constant fear, the gunman would return. In constant fear, those already wounded would die.
Stay with me.
The bullet holes are everywhere, on mirrors, exterior walls, interior walls. The city of Orlando releasing these photos taken June 20th of last year, 8 days after the attack. The killer dead, his victims removed. The police evidence pictures give a sanitized sense of the horror that unfolded over several hours that early, unimaginable Sunday morning. Pulse, a gay bar popular with Latinos, Puerto Rico pride, reads the framed poster on the wall. Scenes familiar to anyone who has spent any time at a nightclub. Bottles of liquor lining the bar, stacks of cups waiting to be filled. You can imagine people hanging out on this gold banquette when the bullets started flying. And many shots from inside the bathrooms, a hiding spot for lucky ones, a final fatal stop for others whose gunshot wounds were too severe. And the location SWAT teams chose to enter the building after a 3-hour standoff with Omar Mateen. This giant hole drawing Mateen out where he'd be shot and killed by police, also where survivors would escape and be taken to safety. Another photo shows the helmet which likely saved the life of Orlando police officer Michael Napolitano, involved in that final shootout that ended the worst mass shooting in U.S. history.
Think about me one more time before you go. Someday you'll know. Someday you'll know. Already know it to say. I've been feeling this way for far too long. And now you're gone. Took me away from all of my fears. Kept me away from all of my tears. Now you're gone. And now I'm lost. Finally, I think I can see clearly now. I'm in love. Think about me one more time before you go. I'm in love. Took me away from all of my fears. I'm in love. Kept me away from all of my tears. I'm in Think about me one more time before you go. Someday you'll know. Someday you'll know. Already know what I'm going to say. I've been feeling this way for far too long. And now you're gone. Took me away from all of my fears. Kept me away from all of my tears. Now you're gone. And now I'm lost. Finally, I think I can see clearly now. I'm in love. Think about me one more time before you go. I'm in love. Took me away from all of my fears. I'm in love. Kept me away from all of my tears. I'm in Think about me one more time before you go. Someday you'll know. Someday you'll know. Already know what I'm going to say. I've been feeling this way for far too long. And now you're gone. By your side, constellations wake the nights, hidden shadows fade away, dancing in the morning rain. Now through the fray, you live to fight another day, fanning water into flame, holding on to yesterday.